This is coming from Conor McGregor. He says the rumors of a bout.
Because usually every day there's a Conor tweet. And usually it's something about a fight that probably could never happen.
I would like to fight Conor. I think it'd be really cool.
You think that you're too big for him?
I could cut to 185, and he's like 180, 175.
What are you now? You probably are
200 flat.
Conor McGregor, the former UFC champion, has announced a preliminary agreement to face YouTuber turned boxer Logan Paul in an exhibition boxing match in India. McGregor, who hasn't competed since his 2021 UFC loss to Dustin Poirier, shared on social media that he plans to fight Paul before returning to the octagon. He tweeted, "The rumors of a bout with Tapia are false. I am in preliminary agreements with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon." Logan Paul, known for his social media presence and boxing matches, including an exhibition with Floyd Mayweather in 2021, has yet to comment on the announcement. The event is reportedly being organized with the involvement of the Ambani family, led by Mukesh Ambani, chairman of Reliance Industries.
Hey guys, welcome to some breaking news, and this is pretty bonkers. This is coming from Conor McGregor. He says the rumors of a bout with Topuria are false. I am in preliminary agreements with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon. Now, there is no way I can't see this happening if Conor has agreed, because Conor is going to be the biggest stumbling block. There is no way Logan Paul turns down this opportunity.
Experts believe Logan Paul will not turn down the opportunity to face Conor McGregor in the highly anticipated exhibition boxing match. Paul, who has previously shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather in a blockbuster exhibition, is known for seizing high-profile opportunities that bring global attention. Facing McGregor, a UFC superstar and one of combat sport's biggest draws, would be another lucrative step for Logan, both financially and for his boxing credibility. Analysts suggest Paul's business acumen and willingness to take risks make this fight too good to pass up, as it guarantees massive viewership and potential record-breaking revenue.
I mean, this is bonkers on so many levels. You can already see one of the first reactions to it. Toxplicity an hour ago saying a sex pest and a crypto scammer. Lovely. Merry Christmas, everyone, right? Merry Christmas. Obviously, right now, America is asleep. When they wake up, this news is going to go absolutely bonkers, because you're taking two of the biggest stars in the world. Obviously, Conor McGregor's reputation is in the toilet after everything that he's been through in 2024. I think Logan Paul's reputation has been in the toilet for quite a while. So it's bonkers. The whole thing is bonkers. Obviously, we have seen Conor box before. He boxed Floyd Mayweather.
Conor McGregor has competed in various weight classes, including featherweight 145 lb and lightweight. In contrast, Logan Paul has a natural weight around 200 lb. Despite this significant weight difference, McGregor has announced a preliminary agreement to face Logan Paul in an exhibition boxing match in India, backed by the Ambani family.
They're obviously going to try and get close, but I have no idea where that kind of meeting point is going to be. Conor's up at like 170 odd now, so perhaps they can kind of get around that 190 range, 200 range. I'm really not sure, but yeah, an exhibition. I mean, straight away, my first thoughts are, how legit is this going to be? Because Conor's not going to want to sign for something where he's going to be made to look stupid.
Both Conor McGregor and Logan Paul are renowned not only for their fighting skills, but also for their exceptional marketing abilities. McGregor's fights have consistently drawn massive pay-per-view numbers, while Logan Paul has leveraged his vast social media following to generate significant attention for his boxing endeavors. Their potential matchup is anticipated to be a major box office attraction, combining their substantial fan bases and promotional talents.
fight. But then you think about who's fighting. McGregor's going to start talking early, make personal attacks, yada, yada.
Despite McGregor's announcement, some experts remain skeptical about the fight materializing. McGregor has previously hinted at various matchups that never came to fruition, leading to doubts about the legitimacy of this proposed bout with Logan Paul. Additionally, the significant weight disparity and McGregor's current contractual obligations with the UFC add layers of complexity to organizing such an event.
Because usually every day there's a Conor tweet. And usually it's something about a fight that probably could never happen. And the day just goes on, right? We go on, we read the tweet, or we see it in our Slack channel. We're just like, okay, he's just saying things. And then we just, maybe we create a graphic, and then that's really all the chatter about it. I go to the gym this morning, and when the workout ends, I go to my phone. Literally, every news outlet on planet Earth that I have on my phone has sent an alert out. Breaking news, Conor McGregor is not fighting in the UFC. He's agreed to box Logan Paul in India.
All the right buzzwords in there, didn't he? Again, Logan Paul, you name one of the Paul brothers these days, you're going to get some social media, some bounce right there. The Ambani family, like I said, one of the wealthiest families in the entire world. Again, and anyone that hadn't heard of them definitely heard of them this past summer. So like they have reached well beyond India. I mean, they're just an extraordinarily famous family now. Again, they already were. So I say now, I say there's just more people on our side of the pond that have heard of them now. Of course, they were insanely famous before. And then even mentions Topuria. That was cheeky. Like, oh, that. It's only all like two rumors at once, It's like, oh yeah, that was that rumor.
Logan Paul has expressed a willingness to cut weight to make the fight with McGregor feasible, stating he could reduce to 185 lbs. However, this weight is still considerably higher than McGregor's most effective fighting weight of 145 lbs, raising concerns about fairness and safety in the proposed matchup.
Let's assume that you beat Dylan. Is there like an end goal?
I would like to fight Conor. I think it'd be really cool.
You think that you're too big for him?
I could cut to 185, and he's like 180, 170.
What are you now? You probably are
200 flat.
But size-wise, Conor was most effective at 145.
Yeah, but we'll always come back to like, he's a professional fighter, I'm a YouTuber, and so that's supposed to be the give and take of it. Like why would I, a YouTuber who's own one, have any business beating the great Conor McGregor?
Logan Paul has acknowledged McGregor's status as a prominent figure in combat sports, but has also pointed out the size difference, referring to McGregor as a small guy compared to himself. This observation underscores the challenges in arranging a fight between athletes of such differing physiques.
Did that with Conor, so I'm thinking that he wants to impose himself on you.
Bro, Conor McGregor. Me. I grew vertically and horizontally. Conor McGregor, big name, small guy.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith has weighed in on the potential matchup, suggesting that McGregor stepping into the boxing ring with an entertainer like Logan Paul could make sense from a business standpoint. Smith's perspective highlights the entertainment value and financial incentives that such a crossover fight could generate.
Something like this is reasonable from an entertainment perspective. If Conor got in the ring with a boxer or a UFC fighter, I would say I don't like it at all because he's gonna get his ass kicked. Get ready. But getting in the ring with an entertainer like Logan Paul makes total sense because Logan Paul is neither, but he's athletic and he's boxed before. So
I have thoughts on that, but Shannon, I want to hear from you.
Isn't that India's wealthiest family? That's
yeah.
They were that man was worth over 100 billion.
That's right.
Did you see that wedding that he had for his son?
Yes,
that lasts 3 months long, and the gift that he got, yachts, Bugattis.
I didn't realize
$8 million
3 months long.
Who want to fight me? Look, Conor is not what he once was, and so even beating him, it still looks good on somebody's resume.
Right.
And I want to punish him because you remember all that yapping he used to do?
Yeah, he's got a lot of enemies.
I'm gonna shut it down. And he's looked bad in every fight. You talk about he hadn't won a fight in 7 years.
So you think he's done in the UFC?
Done winning. He can go back there and get his eyes beat out, but he's done winning against that top level competition.
Well, what about against Logan Paul?
For what they gonna make Stephen A? Man, you need to put on an exhibition. Hey. They might give us 50 mil.
Fighting against you, I can run for about 90 seconds. I can run for about 90. That's all I got.
Some fans and analysts believe a fight between McGregor and Logan's brother Jake Paul would be more intriguing. Jake Paul has been more active in professional boxing and has previously called out McGregor, adding a layer of personal rivalry that could enhance the fight's appeal.
We're talking about, Spain, Seattle, and Chicago, and these other places that we haven't been in a long time. A lot of big fights. I got something in the works right now. I'll drive you crazy. All you guys will be running around. I got something in the works that you will never see coming for 2025. That literally started to come together last night, and we got some fun stuff coming up.
There are concerns that the proposed fight between McGregor and Logan Paul might lack competitiveness, potentially resembling previous exhibition matches that failed to deliver excitement. Critics hope it doesn't turn into a lackluster event, emphasizing the importance of matching fighters with comparable skills and experience.
Conor McGregor says he agrees to fight Logan Paul in India. Conor said he intends to delay his return to MMA and has agreed to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. To me, this would be way more impressive if it was against Jake Paul instead of Logan Paul, but hey, hopefully it's not a sleeper match. I just want to see somebody get knocked out. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comment section.
And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either. So once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we could have a conversation.
Dana White has consistently praised Conor McGregor, referring to him as a unicorn in the sport. White admires McGregor's willingness to accept any fight, a trait that has endeared him to fans and contributed to his status as one of the UFC's biggest stars.
Conor McGregor is a unicorn. Yes, he's funny. He's got the personality. He's got that thing. But at the end of the day, what people really loved about Conor McGregor, he never turned down a fight. There's video footage of me and Lorenzo standing in his house. He just wakes up in his underwear. He's been training for a fight. The fight's off. Conor spent loads of his own money. We told him, you see him sort of absorb it for a minute. He's like, well, I'm going to the gym. Call me later and let me know who I'm fighting. That's what people like. You can have all the personality and all this shit. People love killers. Conor was a killer. Doesn't care. Doesn't want to know. Doesn't want any more money. Nothing. Shows up and he delivers. Yeah. So, Conor has been incredibly successful. He's made a lot of money, and, he's had his ups and downs outside and inside the octagon. But as for a guy who was, on the dole and was a plumber, he's actually a really smart businessman, and he's been one of the best partners that I've ever had in the history of the sport.
Yeah, and an important part of the history of the UFC.
Big.
He opened it up to all kinds of new eyes.
Yep. He literally, set Europe.
Logan Paul is recognized as a legitimate athlete with a background in wrestling. Some analysts suggest that in an MMA setting, Paul's wrestling skills could pose a challenge, making him a potentially formidable opponent for McGregor.
Well, one thing I will tell you, Logan Paul is a really good athlete, and he's an enormous man. Now, if it was an MMA fight, I would pick Logan Paul.
Well,
listen to me. There's a video of Logan Paul wrestling with Paulo Costa. It's a real live wrestling, live wrestling sparring session where he is exhibiting real skill. He knows how to scramble. He's got real wrestling skill. And I know he wrestled in college. I think he wrestled in college as well.
Oh, did he? Okay.
No, didn't. Just in high school.
But he was good though, right?
Did he go to college?
He went to OU.
He didn't wrestle?
Biggest party school in the country.
Oh, just partied?
Yeah.
So he's from Ohio, right? That's why you know Ohio.
That's why I know, yeah.
Yeah,
he knows everything Ohio.
The UFC has expressed interest in organizing mega fights that capture widespread attention. A matchup between McGregor and Logan Paul fits this ambition, combining star power from both the MMA and entertainment worlds to create a highly marketable event.
So Dana White is teasing a mega fight being made in the UFC that doesn't involve John Jones or Tom Aspinall. And I'm gonna be real, that's what I thought they were talking about. Apparently, no, that's not even in discussion. Conor, maybe? I don't even think that. I do believe the UFC is realizing that they don't actually need Conor anymore. I don't know if y'all remember this. There was a legitimate worry when Conor McGregor got TKO'd by Dustin Poirier that the UFC would actually have trouble getting new fans. Okay, to give you an idea, the UFC didn't have John. They didn't have Conor. We were in the process of building stars. This was right after Khabib left. However, then they had the most profitable years in UFC history, the 2 years that they were out. So the UFC doesn't need single stars to make a super fight. The last time Dana White was saying that he was making a super fight, it turned out to be Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. I don't know. I really don't know, because who are the players right now? You have Alex Pereira, There's no mega fight that you can make with Alex Pereira right now. Strickland is booked up with Dricus. Islam Makhachev, I can say maybe Islam Makhachev goes up and fights for the welterweight title against Savkat, but you can tell Savkat's not the champion. Pantoja versus Mighty Mouse, I guess, is a mega fight. I don't think that's gonna happen because Mighty Mouse doesn't want to come back. Masvidal's coming back, but dude, if you booked Masvidal versus Conor, I wouldn't even call that a mega fight anymore. I don't know. I don't know what this mega fight is. I don't know who's available. He also said that it recently became like, we could talk about it, so maybe it's Ilya. Maybe Ilya can do something. Ilya versus Islam Makhachev?
But Conor McGregor has denied rumors of an upcoming fight with UFC featherweight champion Ilya Topuria, stating that such claims are false. This denial redirects focus toward his potential exhibition match with Logan Paul.
Conor McGregor has agreed to fight Logan Paul, and here's everything we know. It all started with the rumors of Conor fighting Ilya Topuria in his return in the UFC, and that's when Conor came out with this tweet that the rumors are false, and instead that he's in talks with the Ambani family in India to host the exhibition match with Logan. And Conor said he's agreed on his part, and then he's gonna return into the UFC. And if you're wondering why Logan versus Conor, why in India, here's a net worth of the Ambani family, $103 billion.
Ani Jeffrey W. highlights Logan Paul's secret advantage in the boxing ring as full-time coach, Milton. Milton is an experienced trainer who has worked with high-level fighters and has been traveling the world with Logan, coaching him for years. This long-term bond gives Milton deep insight into Logan's form, technique, conditioning, and most importantly, the mental aspect of his boxing, an often overlooked factor that's crucial for success. Unlike many fighters who only train before matches, Logan has been honing his skills consistently under Milton's guidance, even when fights weren't on the horizon. This speaks volumes about Logan's discipline and dedication to the sport, giving him a strong edge in competition.
Secret advantage. Logan has employed Coach Milton as his full-time coach. Milton travels the world with Logan and has been with him for years now. Milton is very experienced working with some high-level fighters, and because he's been working so closely with Logan for so many years, he knows him like the back of his hand. Not just his form, his technique and his conditioning, but also the mental side of his boxing as well, which is huge. Now, if you look at most successful fighters, they build a bond with the coach and are with that coach for the long run. And because he's hired him full time, he's been training when he's not even got fights coming up. He's been working on his boxing for years and years now. Even though he's only had these 3 fights, he still had his coach there to train whenever he can. Now just think about that. Think about that in terms of discipline. And like I mentioned, Milton really knows his stuff. I've done a full video with him breaking down Logan's boxing style with his hands down here. I have always criticized that style. I've even criticized it a bit on this video until I got in the mind of Coach Milton and found out why he does it and the reasonings behind it, which makes total sense.
Logan Paul has critiqued McGregor's abilities, labeling him an average MMA fighter and a poor boxer. Such statements may be strategic, aiming to provoke McGregor and build hype for their potential matchup.
Conor McGregor's an average MMA fighter and a horrible boxer. I'm gonna beat the shit out of his Dylan, and then I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. But he ghosts me, bro. He won't even bet $1 million on his fighter. That's chump change for a guy like Conor. He won't even bet $1 million on Dylan. He had nothing to say when I called him out on Twitter. So you think he's gonna step in there himself? I don't know, feels unlikely.
Despite having been a fan of McGregor, Logan Paul has expressed disappointment in him as a superstar. This sentiment adds a personal dimension to their potential fight, possibly intensifying public interest.
Yes, go. Have you heard anything from Conor about the $1 million bet?
This motherfucker disappoints me because I grew up really liking Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He's so entertaining. He's so good. When he fought Floyd, come on, that was like the most exciting sports event ever.
Yeah.
I was pumped for it. And now that we're kind of, you know, in some weird roundabout way, crossing paths, or he's training Dylan and Dylan's the guy I'm fighting, and I have an opportunity to open a dialogue with him, he's kind of just disappointed me as a superstar.
An expert weighs in on the potential exhibition fight between Logan Paul and Conor McGregor, predicting that it would generate massive hype, particularly during the press conferences, which would be fireworks on their own. As for the fight itself, the expert remains uncertain. Logan's size, athleticism, and ability to take a punch, demonstrated in his fight against Floyd Mayweather, could pose a challenge for Conor. While Conor would likely try to close the distance and let his hands go, the question remains how much damage could he realistically inflict on Logan given Logan's durability and size advantage. The expert feels the fight would likely go the distance without judges and end in no real result, but would make an enormous amount of money. However, details remain uncertain, leaving fans to speculate for now.
During press conferences, so, you know, that would be, you know, fireworks. The fight itself, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I could see Logan jabbing away, keeping Conor back. I think Conor would want to get in close, let his hands go, but how's he going to cause any real damage to Logan? Because Logan's going to be able to take a shot. Logan's very athletic. He's very big, and he can take a shot. He's been in there with Floyd Mayweather, gone 12 rounds, but we don't know how legit that fight was. So, yeah, there's a lot to unpack. To be honest, my first feelings are that it would just go the distance. There would be no judges. They would make a load of money, and that would be that, right? That's kind of how I see this playing out, if this does come to fruition. But details, obviously sketchy at the moment, but I just wanted to let you know that this is out there. It obviously involves Logan. He's going to need to train a lot for this fight. We are primarily a pro wrestling channel over here, and Logan is part of that world. And actually, he said that he was going to go big in the wrestling world in 2025. Well, not if this is on the table.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.